going to happen here is we're going to switch from yeah, this is not bad. Move this back a bit. Cool. And then, okay, so to this thing, I'm going to transfer. If you're watching this stream right now, I'm going to end this one right here, and it's going to switch over to this one. So just go look for the new stream. It's going to be on the same account, and join in here. And this will be the question and hangout zone. If you're on this one, adios. If you're watching this stream right now, I'm just going to do one thing real quick. Done. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, Boney Bish? Fire away. Hit me. Yeah, anything you want to know. Make sure this text to speech is set up here.
Why, do you sleep in your underwear on the streams? Or have you always?
Yeah, I just always do. I try not to change anything that I try not to do anything that I normally wouldn't do. Besides things that besides technology related things that I have to do because I'm streaming. I try and keep my lifestyle like the exact same as it would be if I was not streaming. So yeah, I always sleep in my underwear. Ironically, or like conveniently, apparently a lot of people like the sleep streams, and so me sleeping in my underwear has been a big advantage. But yeah, I've always done that. I don't do it just for views.
What made you want to do this sort of thing?
I think I just like I've always been like a person who likes to experiment with things and like push the boundaries of what's been done and what hasn't been done, and like just see what the limits are with things. And I've been a video guy for a long time, and I've always loved like video and the idea of capturing something like digitally and like
Lol.
being able to relive it. What up, bottom? And but as I got more into the video world, I started to get bored and like anxious and confused about the idea of like editing and how nothing ever felt like really genuine. And like almost the most genuine videos that I would make, like the videos that I felt like were real, honest depictions of what happened during something, they were always like just basically like raw clips compiled together. And I would just think like all the heavier edits and stuff, it was weird. I was just in a weird place with video. And I just was thinking more along the lines of like, what if I had a video camera rolling 24/7 and I could just take the clips that I liked from my life instead of having to like pull out a camera and stuff, because that sometimes can ruin the genuineness of the moment and you can make it like fake and forced and make people uncomfortable. So I was originally thinking, what if I had like a GoPro that ran 24/7 for footage and I could like capture that? And then I watched this YouTube video off of BuzzFeed's channel called "How Streaming My Life for a Week Destroyed Me," and it was all about it was this dude Arya Inthavong. I was talking to some of Bottom Made of Honey's friends last night about this guy, and he streamed for a week straight. He live streamed nonstop for a week, and he talked about how like hard it was and how like mentally draining just being on camera all the time and like having people watch you was, and it just seemed kind of insane. And I was talking to this girl about the video because I watched it, and then I was like just friends with this girl at this point, and I was like, imagine she might have even been the one that said. So one of us was like, what if someone did that for like a year instead of a week? And it was a joke at first, and then I really started thinking about it, and I was like, that is really interesting. And so
What's wrong
immediately,
with your bike?
what's wrong with your bike? Well, the pedals are messed up, but I'm gonna get those fixed tomorrow. Right now, I'm just gonna put this thing on, and then put some bags on it. But I just started thinking like, man, that would be crazy. And I looked up like who has done this, like because I was sure that someone had done this, and literally nobody had done it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's a big gap in the media world right now. Like, live streaming is becoming a thing, but no one has attempted to go like continuous. There's been no like Lewis and Clark force in the live stream force that has done that. There's a lot of innovation in live streaming in general, but like I feel like that was a big step that was going to happen at some point, regardless, because the technology is getting better and like it just makes sense. Say it makes sense as something to do, but nobody had done it, and so I was like, holy shit! Like I could be the first person to do this, and so I did. But I took like a long time thinking because I realized this was going to completely fuck up my life. Like this live stream is either gonna like ruin my life or like make my life really cool, or both. And I knew that going into it. It's like a gamble that I was willing to take because I really didn't have any other like direction with my life, and I was just like bored of living life. Like I don't know, life felt really meaningless to me, and I really didn't like it. And so this was cool because it makes me feel like I have some like a lot more meaning to my life because I'm like doing something that hasn't been done before and that will hopefully change like the media world and stuff, and like that people will think is interesting. And so that's pretty cool. That's a pretty like a pretty big explanation there, but I hope that makes sense. Long story short, just thought it was a really interesting idea and decided to do it. But you also got the long story.
Quite the interesting origin story, ha ha. So Ethan has a new girl in his life.
Yeah, sure, interesting origin, but yes, I mean, I'm not allowed to talk about it, I guess, but I mean, fuck, I can't say too much because he's trying to like live in secrecy or something, but at least like for this period of time, he's like off grid or something, but
I respect that.
he, yeah, I don't think it's like a girl. I think that he's probably not doing like the relationship thing again, but it's at least someone who, you know, he has like some romantic interest in that he's spending a lot of time with. That's what I could say. And he is not in America. That's probably all the information I'm allowed to give. And then whatever else you picked up in that conversation. It's all fair game.
Yeah, he just broke up with a long-term girlfriend, right?
Yep, exactly. Who was my cousin. What do you think, Naomi? Do you think it's a bad idea to get into another relationship right after that, or?
I think friends with benefits or fuck buddies is great.
Yeah, I think that's basically what it is.
But so have you always been comfortable with your body, or did it take time?
With my
The
body?
only reason I ask is because I don't think I could ever just be in my underwear in front of a live audience, ha ha.
Yeah.
Being a serial monogamous is not a good look.
Well, I guess I don't have a very good look, but when I was a little kid, I used to be like a lot more self-conscious, but I think that for me, like once I started to kind of take everything as like more of a joke, like, you know, I feel like I don't take life really crazy seriously. And so I realized that my body has like, you know, my body is pretty like weirdly shapen in like a lot of places and stuff, but it's not a big deal. Like, if anything, it should just be motivation to like, Jesus Christ.
You have to be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And so that's pretty much the idea. Like, it's not that I'm like, oh, like I have the best body. But it's more like, you know, I don't want to not be able to have a good time, or like not be able to do something that I want to do because I'm worried about like having my shirt up or something. Like, I don't care. I feel like I'm not really flashy or anything, or like I don't try to be, but I definitely just see no reason not to be comfortable with my body, you know.
I'm sure people would agree that you have a nice body, lol. Some of the comments I've seen seem to think so.
Well, in my opinion, I think like there's a lot that can be improved, which I am like, you know, I'm trying to be more fit and like actually doing like a little bit of exercise and stuff, because I would like to have a little bit better body, but I was in like sports as a kid and stuff, and I've never really been like overweight, and I feel like if you go your whole life with like a certain body type, then it's easier to stay at that body type. So um, definitely easier for me to not like get really overweight.
You need to get Lance's diet and workout plan. Lol.
Lance's diet and workout plan contains too many illegal substances.
This is probably my last question. How do you feel about the people liking your farts and such in your videos?
It doesn't bother me. It only bothers me if people are like asking me to fart and stuff,
He loves it.
which I think is weird. But I guess
And
I
wishes Lala came back.
and wishes. Yeah, it's not a big deal, but I think it's always good to have engagement on the streams in general, and so like those people tend to chat a lot and like they tend to like the streams and stuff, and so I'm cool with that. I have like no problem with people being into that, but it is weird if someone who's like clearly like
Oi, oi.
what's up, Matt? Clearly like doesn't know English or something is just like fart, like make fart, fart, fart. It's like, dude, like this doesn't make sense, and like that's a really weird
Fart,
request.
please.
Yeah, fart, please. Exactly. So
I think it just becomes annoying when they ask the same thing constantly.
yeah, good news. This isn't going to work on this bike because there's like somebody.
When they know it's not going to happen. Fart, please.
Somehow this just doesn't have the part that it's supposed to connect to here. So we're really striking it on this bike today.
Lol.
Lots of bad news.
Get jizzed on at work recently at Matt. Actually, no, which is surprising. Just remember that bot made off only love you. And I have 3 days off.
Matt, what are you going to do with your 3 days off? Just chill out?
Lol, you have such an open mind, Michael. It's great. Well, the year is young. It's only March.
Cool. Well, the year is young.
So someone told me that you have a Discord.
Yeah, I hear it. Let me give you guys the Discord link. Your friend convinced me to make one, and he like walked me through the process.
Chill, work out, watch porn.
You guys should totally
Those
join.
are my plans.
So I'm gonna pack all this stuff back up now, and I guess I have to like return this or something. I've been striking out back
What's
to back.
your favorite flavor of porn at Matt? Ha 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 ha.
Oh, sounds like someone just joined.
You strike me as the BBW type.
This is kind of a bummer because
How did you know? I'm clairvoyant.
because after I put on this thing, which is supposed to take like 15 minutes, then I was gonna put on these saddlebags.
Michael is in love with what's made of honey, but he doesn't want anyone to know. I thought you were Naomi. That's what's made of honey. I think you may be onto something. That's why Michael doesn't have a girlfriend yet, asterisk. Michael is embarrassed. And that one night in Valpo when they were already drunk at Nick's place.
Michael is embarrassed. And that one night, Michael told him he's 10%. 15%.
Michael told him he's 10% gay.
We can keep it
Michael,
low-key.
we can keep it low-key. So there's hope for you. Ha 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 ha.
Shit, I don't know how this works. Oh, this is a mess. I was so excited about this bike and like bike trips and just biking in general. This bike just sucks. Pedals are rusted on. Doesn't have any mounts. Like too small for me. The tires are like this is like something's messed up and it rubs when I pedal sometimes. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do with this. I was supposed to have all this work out so I could go grocery shopping tomorrow. Replace it. Dude, fuck. I don't even know how. When I go back to the Craigslist guy and be like,
replace it.
Hey, can I return this? Maybe that's what I should do. I don't know if this is working out for me. Okay. I'm just going to give up on all of this stuff for now.
You get over a fence and just get a new one.
He did. Dude, I wonder if I don't know how to do this. Oh, I do. I can't unplug anything. I was going to plug in this USB drive and show you guys a video of me.
Is there a donkey on your shirt?
Yeah, it's a donkey. When I was in Amsterdam, I got two of like the worst bikes literally known to mankind, like so bad it would blow your mind. Just horrible, like so bad. The worst bikes imaginable. And I like spent probably like 50 euros a piece on them. It's just like such a ripoff. Horrible bikes. Both of them completely broke. And like basically we're broken from the start. None of them, like neither one of them was my size. Neither one of them worked well at all. And after my like stay there, I threw both of them off a bridge and I took like a video of it, but I can't show you because all of my USB ports are in use. But maybe one day I'm going to post a video about my time in Amsterdam because I made like a long movie about it, but the friend who I was staying with, he wanted to make like all these changes to it and it would have like taken away a lot from the video. So I just opted to like wait until he wouldn't care anymore or just never release it and just watch it for myself. You can start a storytime channel. Wow. This is my storytime channel right here. Michael Gerry story time. My first story time. These pedals don't work because everything is rusted on. That's my story.
That's a joke.
Second story, that doesn't work. Third story, I can't use the bags because the other thing isn't on. Fourth story, I don't even want to wrap the handle. So another thing I got is like tape for the handlebars, but I don't even want to wrap them because if I'm gonna return or if I'm gonna get rid of this bike, if the pedals can't get switched, then I can't use this bike because I constantly like slip pedals because they're so thin. They're like half normal pedals, and then like the other side is meant for road biking. So you have like clip-ins, and I don't like the clip-ins. I'm like not gonna use them. I'm not gonna get clip-in shoes. It's just not for me. And so I use the other side, but they're so small. They're like very small, way too small. And so I constantly slip pedals and like I'll swerve and like almost crash. And I can't.
I think you should teach yourself to ride a unicycle chain. Do you have baking soda?
No, I don't. You're the one who said I should use lemons, right? Because if the bike shop can't get the thing off, then I'm gonna have to do some improvisation. But basically, I can't use those pedals on long trips because it's not safe at all. It's very unsafe. And I'm not a person who's usually that concerned with safety, but that's very unsafe. There's been already like 2 times where I've almost just fallen in front of a moving car. So like on a fast moving road. And that's not what you want. That's not what you want at all. So this was a disaster. This didn't work at all. Baking soda mixed with a little vinegar or lemon juice. That should get rid of the rust, but you'll need it to put in a little elbow grease. Okay, for sure.
Baking soda mixed with a little white vinegar or lemon juice.
Now,
that should get rid of the rust, but you'll need to put in a little elbow grease.
I guess my question would be, how do you recommend, do I like pour it on there? Because there's not an easy way to like soak that area. It's like a pedal, you know? How do you think I should do that? Like a paper towel with it on and just like wrap that around it? Or what do you think, Matt? Make it into
Make it into a
paste.
paste.
Okay. Should make it pretty thick.
And slap it on. Thick CCC. Matt likes it thick. You know me too well, Naomi. It's scary. Thick boy.
So you know what this means? The fact that I can't fix my bike. What does... Yeah, Naomi, figure that one out.
What does bot made of only like?
Because I can't fix my bike, I'm not going grocery shopping tomorrow. So I'm going to have to go to Chipotle. I have no choice. Michael wants to know. I secretly DM'd
Michael wants to know.
Bottom Made of Honey. I'm in this bitch. Hell yeah.
Naturally.
Yo, Matt and Naomi and Boney Bish, you guys should join this Discord for sure.
I don't understand what Discord is.
Boney Bish.
You frequent Chipotle, Michael.
I'm all
It went over my head.
over Chipotle. I go there all the time. And one of my... So it's like a... Bottom Made of Honey would be better explaining it than I would be, but it's basically just like a chat room, but like it's my own server. Like you make your own, and so it's just like a place to hang out, but it's like has a lot of features that are really useful. I think that hell yeah. So Matt just joined. Very cool. It has a lot of features. I think that I'll use it for like tons of different things probably. Oi. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. You should try and join Naomi if you can, because you'd be a great person to be in there.
There you go.
Right now we're 6 members strong, if you include me. I'm going to leave this room in absolute chaos and not deal with any of this mess right now, because do I have to
download anything?
I don't know. Do you know the answer to that, Bottom? I don't think so.
No. I should have other streamers coming to your channel, so.
You should. Okay, cool. There's ones that you had come.
No, you can use the website for Discord.
There's ones that you had come yesterday were really cool. So that was dope you did that. Thank you for doing that. I think that's like the first. I was talking to Ethan about this today. That's like the first like inkling of a streaming like community, or I guess just like a community in general, of something that like I'm passionate about, that like I've ever been a part of, or like seen.
They're a mobile app too.
The ability to be a part of.
Them are secretly in love with me.
Well, they have that in common with me then. But yeah, it was really sick. It was really cool talking to them. Just gonna bring all this upstairs.
It's mostly used for gamers, honestly, but it's just a way for a community to all be in the same place, but then though we're all here, usually anyway.
Yeah. I think it'll be most useful for like if I have big announcements and stuff that I want everyone to see all the time, or if I have like cool things coming up that I want to be like, oh, like this is the date that like someone's visiting, or like I'm going to this place or something.
But they're a voice chat service too.
So yeah, which is sick. I think it would be pretty useful, and so it would be totally cool if a lot of people who watch the stream were in there. Video chat. Okay, I'm gonna go grab this water thing real quick. I'll be back up here in a second. Don't take care of that laptop.
Think Google Hangouts, but it keeps your IP secure.
Now I'm gonna use the bathroom. Okay. Google Hangouts, but it keeps your IP secure. Basically, it's super cool.
This lighting is awful, and I'll check it out.
Already on top of it.
Tomorrow, though.
Cool. Okay, I'll probably wrap this up pretty soon. But anything else that any of you guys want to talk about before I sign off from this and switch to the sleep stream?
How long are you planning on keeping your sobriety intact?
Excellent question. I plan on keeping my sobriety intact until at least March 20th.
I now understand why you chuckle when you receive the voice MSGS. Some of them sound really funny. Smiley face.
Yeah. Because my friend Hunter, who Naomi knows, Matt knows, is going to come
Why
visit.
that date specifically?
Because it's his birthday that weekend, or that week or whatever. So he's going to come out and visit me. And so we'll probably drink together.
We all sound like old British men.
I thought you guys were all old British men.
I love Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter's a man.
Hunter is cool. He's too funny.
Seriously.
He didn't need to be put in his place, though. Going back to Chicago. He's a walking boner, ha ha.
What's that? He's a walking boner. Are you going back to Chicago? No. Not in the near future. I will probably go back at some point this year, but it's going to be like at least until like May or something. At least like 2 more, 3 more. I'm not going to go back soon. I need a break from that place. You're going to visit Steven in SoCal. It's possible. It's completely possible. At the start of this project, I figured I would not
gonna visit Steven in SoCal.
Probably do really any traveling, but it seems a lot more plausible than I originally expected. Even though it's obviously taxing and it's like hard to figure out places to stay and stuff for the stream, but it's possible. And so I could probably go to his place at some point. I'd have to take like a train the whole way, and that would be really long and probably fairly expensive and inconvenient.
Are you gonna go back to Bloomington?
Bloomington, I do not want to go back to. I think I'm done with Bloomington. Another place I want to go is Idaho because it's where my parents live, and so it'd be cool to go
But
visit
the
them.
last time I advised you to travel, things ended up great.
It's true. Well, it was fun, but it was insane and probably took like 3 years off my life.
Ouch, you don't want to see Maddie.
Maddie said she might come visit me in College Station.
Come to visit?
Yeah. No, Maddie's tight. Maddie was probably the best part of that trip. No, there are a lot of great parts, but those days when like everything was chaotic and I was like
busting your balls.
I was like mad at Sam about the gas thing and like that night when he made us drink the hams. It's a weird explanation, but they basically when there was like a lot of tension, like I was like incapable of dealing with anything, and I got to just go like relax at Maddie's place for 2 days. It was so nice. That was great. That was like partially like the best experience of the trip. Just so relaxed. But she lives in Indianapolis, so I wouldn't even have to go to Bloomington. But yeah, Chicago, Sam was really hurt.
Sam was really hurt that night.
Hurt?
I could tell you enjoyed your time with her.
Explain that, Naomi. What do you mean?
But I'm glad it's all in the past, asterisk.
Tell me what he was hurt about and like what that means, because he was fucking pissing me off. Like he was being a just asshole. He was being a complete like the things that he was. Our text conversation, he was being a dick, just an absolute dick, and like I was not having it. I was really done with him that night. Why did he feel hurt? That's unreal.
He was telling me the same thing about you guys. Have you since being back home? Talked?
Nah, I haven't talked too much.
I don't want to bring up old shit though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still unsettled. I would say that it's
Let's
not.
leave it in the pussy.
It's not.
Past. Fuck.
I mean, it's not in the past yet. Like, it's none of it's settled. Like, I haven't talked to him about the Bloomington thing. Like, I'm waiting till I watch all the old streams from that month and like have a clearer picture of what happened really. To like have a conversation with him. But at this point, like, I'm very like unsettled. I don't know what the right word. I feel like I was placed in a weird situation that I'm I don't know, just things that I really didn't expect out of friends that were really bad and like I didn't like at all, and made me sad and like made me just like think. Yeah, I guess I don't want to talk about that much, but that was bad, and it's not
You just
in the
need to
past
forgive
yet.
and move on, but never forget, bro.
Dude, it's not really my style. Like, I prefer to like settle things. Like, I want to, because clearly like there's some disconnect, because I thought that was fucking absurd, and like the way that he treated me was unreal, and he obviously either doesn't see that there was something wrong, or is like feels the same way about me, and like so clearly there's some disconnect about like what happened, and that's like unreal to me. Like, I have to figure that out. I can't just leave that situation like that. I need to see like what caused that, what happened in his mind, and like explain what happened in mine, because like my reality is not like at all like in my reality he
There definitely was a disconnect though.
did something wrong, like something that I would never do to one of my friends, and so
Booze is the devil, lol.
yeah, I mean, booze had something to do with it. Like, we were probably all chemically imbalanced and like just not thinking and feeling our best, but like regardless, I would never leave one of my friends in a city and like just a bit like that's, I don't know. It was different type of friendship, I guess. I don't know what type of friendship Sam's used to, but it's not the types that I have. Yeah.
That part was totally fucked. When he and Franco left.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm glad you can agree with that.
I remember that part of it, man. I get what you're saying.
Anyways, I think that I should wrap up the Q&A at this point. Well, does anyone else have like a positive anything like happy to talk about to cap? I feel bad. No, you're totally good. I feel like there's still a lot for me to like discover about the situation, so it's useful like to still.
It brought the mood down.
It's not that bad. I mean, I still think about it all the time. Like, I'm still constantly thinking about it, so it's not like
me too.
You just brought it up, and it's like, I don't know.
To meet tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll text you. Sam did tell me a lot.
Look, check this out. Naomi. It's flipped, but I just saw that. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to my sleep stream.
Ha ha ha. What is the book you read at night? So how do the night portions work?
Right now I'm reading this book called The Curious Incident of the Dog in Nighttime, and it's like a book written. It's like from the perspective of like an autistic kid or something, or like Asperger's, and it's pretty interesting. But I'm like getting close to finishing it-ish. I'm also reading this one my mom gave me for Christmas, but I have like a stack that I got from a used bookstore that I'm trying to get through that are like all books I really read. So the night ones I'll show you. I'm gonna end this one, and then I'm gonna equip. Let's do a tour here. Over here, let's see if I can use these lights a little bit. Over here is an infrared light right there, and then the webcam over that. It's next to the light. It's a little hard to see because everything's fuzzy. And this microphone, and
He shows us everything in his life.
I use all that stuff to make like a night vision stream, and then so I just turn on the infrared camera, and then I plug in that webcam, and then it just points at me while I'm sleeping, and that's basically how it works. The keyboard is the bomb, man. Yeah, thanks, appreciate that. I've had it for except for
That
showering.
keyboard is the bomb, man.
Yes,
Except
bingo,
for
Naomi.
showering, shitting, and fucking.
Yeah, I've had this keyboard forever. It was
But jerking off, I guess. Lol.
Probably my favorite like thing I've ever received. It was like a Christmas gift a long, long time ago, and I brought it everywhere.
You're a good piano player.
I actually am not that good of a piano player anymore, but I was at one point, and I'd like to be good again.
You are so good.
I'm very mediocre right now, but I promise that I have the capability to be like good again if I put in the time, which I like want to, but so.
Oh yes, you are. I play piano and I can't play like that.
It's very sloppy. I would.
It's in university right now for music.
Hell yeah, that's cool. What?
She's a piano
Oh,
player.
nice. That's sick. What university? Naomi? It's like is it like a music school, or is it just a music program at a different school? Ooh, nice. We could have a piano duel.
She's actually your exact age. Okay, man. Set up your next stream, smiley face.
All right, Ryan.
Bye for now.
See you soon. School, Eastern Canada.
It is a music
Sweet.
school in
Hell
Eastern
yeah.
Canada.
That's tight. Naomi, I'll carry this conversation over to the next one. I'm gonna shut this one down real quick.